I'm just going to share my screen with you here. Put that into presenter mode. So as you can see there, we're calling the Harmony Automated Portfolios. My name is Richard. I live in South Africa, down on the tip of Africa, in a small town called Plettenberg Bay. Originally an electrical engineer and have become fascinated with programming in Solidity, with blockchains, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance. So spending a lot of time in this space. Now, so what's the idea? I think there are a couple of things here. Having had a little bit of experience in traditional finance, I know that to rebalance your portfolio periodically is something that adds hugely to gains of a buy and hold strategy. So what this graph is here, and we're not going to go into it in detail, it's just showing what is the outperformance of a rebalanced strategy versus a buy and hold strategy. So you're holding the same assets in both cases, but in one of them you're just rebalancing periodically, either one per hour, per day, per week, or per month. And you can see here in the top left that if you're balancing once an hour on a portfolio of 10 assets, you're outperforming buy and hold of those same assets by 234%. Even on the bottom right-hand side, you're only rebalancing once a month on 2 assets, you've still got an 18% outperformance. And this is across a whole range of different tests. So being able to rebalance your portfolio is a hugely valuable thing. But obviously not everyone has the time to go in once an hour or even once a day to go in and rebalance all their different tokens. And so my desire was to have an automated way to do this. And I found an automated way to do this, but it was 2 things. It was custodial. So I had to have my crypto sitting on one of the centralized exchanges. And then secondly, it was a paid for solution that cost $20 a month. So there's a website called shrimpy.com. They've got a great product, but A, I didn't want to have my tokens on a centralized exchange. And B, I just thought $20 a month was a bit steep for a little bit of automation. So that was a bit frustrating to me, and I thought to myself, surely there's a way that I can build this in the sort of decentralized equivalent. So the details of the Dapp are pretty simple as they stand at the moment. So somebody arrives at the page, and I'll show it to you in a second. You deposit in USDC. So let's say you've got $100 to invest, you deposit that. The Dapp converts that into the 4 portfolio tokens, which then reflect and can be rebalanced on a monthly basis or weekly or daily. And then at any time, the user can actually withdraw their funds back into USDC. So we're going to look over here. Steve, let me know if you can't see that. But that is the Dapp as it stands at the moment. That graph is not indicative. It's just illustrative. But you can see here in this particular weighted portfolio, it's 4 different tokens. So it's the Harmony one, it's Sushi, it's ETH, and it's Bitcoin. Okay, so 4 major tokens, and just in an equally weighted portfolio. So we want to hold 25% in each of those 4 tokens. So you can see down below, the portfolio is balanced at the moment. There's a total of $2 in there. And then the interface is very simple. So you would come up here, you want to deposit $1. I've already approved it. Go through that. These things always slow down when you're doing them in video demos. So we're going to deposit to the Dapp and see when it catches up. There we go. And you confirm that transaction. Now, obviously, this is all made possible on networks like Harmony because the transaction fees are so much lower. So you can imagine there already the transaction is confirmed. At the moment, we've got to just reload the web page, and we'll see that the total portfolio should have gone up to $3. So this is made possible by a platform like Harmony, where the fees are so low. You can imagine doing this in Ethereum, that the swaps in the background would kill you for fees. But here, you know, the fee of that whole process was a fraction of a cent. Obviously, we're using Chainlink in the background as well to make sure that we can rebalance that portfolio. Now, what I want to show you is just how we unbalance the portfolio and then rebalance it. So I'm going to send just a little bit of ETH into this portfolio. to unbalance it. And that will take a second or two. So while I'm sending that ETH into the portfolio, I'm going to switch on to the kind of back end page. That's gone nice and quick on Harmony today. Okay, so we're going to go to the rebalancing page. And you see, again, very simple page here, which at the moment you can just do the swap manually. But obviously you could set up a cron or something to do this at any interval that you like. So now we know the portfolio is out of balance. It's got that extra bit of ETH in it. And maybe we can just go back there and see that, that there's that extra bit of ETH. The only reason that this loading up takes a bit of time is at the moment the Chainlink is sitting on testnet. It's having to pull Chainlink source 4 different Chainlink feeds from testnet, and then we'll show you there. The portfolio is at $3.30. And you can see the ETH is sitting at $1.05. So the ETH is now out of balance, the other 3 are in balance. So we head back to our rebalancing page, sort of admin page, and we're going to ask the site to rebalance. So again, it's got to do a little bit of calculation in the background here. It's got to pull in those Chainlink feeds. And once it has done that, it's going to ask us for single confirmation. Again, we can see there, this is actually a confirmation to do 3 swaps. So we have 4 assets. We need to do 3 swaps to get the balance right. And that's a fraction of a cent. So we can confirm that and give Harmony a second or two to do that transaction. So what's happening in the back end here is it's calculating how much it needs to swap from each token into each other token in an optimal manner so that we get back to a balanced portfolio. So again, we're just going to have to wait for it to pull in those Chainlink sources. And there you go. We have balanced the portfolio out to 83 cents a piece. So that extra bit of ETH has actually balanced itself out. And look at that. Our portfolio has actually grown by a cent as well, just in the time that we've been sitting here. That's not my magic. That's just the magic of one of those tokens rising in value. So all of that shows you how we would rebalance, how we deposit, and then obviously the user wants to be able to get their funds back. So at any point, they're going to withdraw. And the nice thing here again is, you see there are 3 swaps and some transfers happening there for the fraction of a cent. But the 4 tokens, sorry, are swapped back into USDC and they're deposited back into my account. Nice. And easily the transaction is confirmed. And so you can see there is nothing left in the index. So different users can use this. It would show their different shares. We can set up different portfolios with different kinds of different composition of different tokens. And what I really think is exciting is we can add to the UI here so that users can actually select their own portfolio of tokens, however many or however many few as they like. And they can choose the frequency and the method by which it rebalances. So periodic rebalancing is one thing, but threshold rebalancing is another way to rebalance, which just means you rebalance when the tokens have got out of a certain percentage threshold in terms of price difference between them or value difference between them. And I think what's exciting as well, given the way Harmony is set up, is to do some cross-chain portfolios as well. So you might be able to hold Solana and Cardano and other tokens in this portfolio as well. So Steve, I think that's it from me. Yeah, just at the moment, quite a simple thing to display, but in the back end doing some quite nice, neat rebalancing, swapping, and redistributing of the tokens.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, it's very, I love it how it's very neat, how it serves its purpose. I do have a few questions for you. So first, this is Harmony native. So currently I see all the tokens that here are Harmony native assets, right? Yeah. So yeah. So right now, this special toolkits only serves for the tokens in the Harmony ecosystem.
Yeah, at the moment. So you'd have to start looking at the bridging techniques to see how you could bring in other tokens.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I get it. So usually how this is actually very similar to one of the functionalities of CoinMarketCap. I wonder if you know, like um, you can actually log in how much token that you have, and then they definitely will have an API to all the prices, real-time prices, so calculates all your price there. But that's definitely like a centralized solution. Here you can store all the assets, and then like you have a graphic to show like the growth and actually rebalancing every day. So I guess that's your like competitive advantage. So do you have any plans to like other features of this project? Like how do you see this will go? Does the current features first fulfill everything that you expected, or do you have a bigger vision for this project of your own?
I think the biggest one is the one that I mentioned. So it's of being able to have a nice user interface where you can actually select the coins that you want to combine into a portfolio, and also select different ways of rebalancing them. So at the moment, it's just, a kind of periodic rebalancing back to them being completely equally weighted. But I'd like to be able to say, hey, my portfolio, I want to combine these 10 tokens and I want it to rebalance once an hour, once a day, once a month, once a week, or I want it to rebalance every time that one of the tokens gets more than 2% away from the others in terms of value. So different things that could trigger that rebalance. So that, and I guess that emulates some of what Shrimpy had created. It's a kind of fully customizable automated portfolio making tool for people who want to hold different cryptocurrencies. And then one other thing that I have toyed with as well is this rebalanced portfolio. The tokens in the portfolio can be earning yield while they sit in the portfolio. So, for example, if you took these four, you could have one and Sushi sitting together in a liquidity pool on Sushi Swap on Harmony, and you could have ETH and Bitcoin also sitting in a liquidity pool, so that not only is your portfolio rebalancing, it's also earning yield in the background. I mean, it would seem like you're just missing out if you don't have some kind of yield on your portfolio.
Exactly. So your tool supports that?
Not currently, but that's definitely something I want to build in, and it's actually not that complex now that it's already there. It's literally a matter of, along with the swap, then adding liquidity in Sushi Swap, and then having the deposit function for it to come out. It becomes a little bit more complex with the rebalancing, but I don't think it's not impossible at all.
So basically, people are using your tool as a portal to stake or to generate yield. So basically, they deposit to you, and they can choose to generate yield. And how you do it is that you will help them deposit to those swaps and different accounts. So yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that's nice about that is that in my own portfolio, I have this frustration that I'm in all these different yield farms and they grow at different rates and do different things. And I basically have a spreadsheet to try and track, like, what is my current ETH exposure? What's my current AVAX exposure? What's my current one exposure? And that's kind of annoying. I'd love to have this tool where I can say, well, I want my ETH exposure to stay at 25% of portfolio, no matter, how fast it's growing in the yield farm that it's in, or the staking or whatever. So it's this, I think it makes more sense as a way to look at your portfolio. Like, what are the tokens I have? And even as they grow, the portfolio will rebalance them back to whatever mix that I want, because I believe that mix is optimal given the tokens that are there.
That makes sense. Yes. Yeah. So how did you know about this hackathon, and how did you get into the Harmony ecosystem in general?
So the hackathon, I think you guys ran one of the ones you ran was the Binance Africa hackathon, also on DoraHacks. And so that popped onto my radar because I'm in Africa. And I participated, but I was very new to hackathons. So I didn't manage to pull together a finished product for that. So when I saw this one come up, and the way that I found out about Harmony was through SushiSwap. So I kind of use SushiSwap to do swaps. I use them to do yield farming. And then I saw that they had a rewards program on Harmony. And so the first thing I did was come across I think Harmony was at about 5 cents, came across and deposited into some of the farms on SushiSwap. So I've been in those for a while. And then just, it's great that it's Solidity, compatible. So a lot of what I've learned on Ethereum and on other networks can equally be used here.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long have you been building on Ethereum?
Not long, actually. I started learning about all of this 6 months ago and started learning Solidity 5 months ago. So I'm pretty new to the ecosystem.
Nice. But in general, as a developer, like how long have you been developing?
So I studied electrical engineering. I won't tell you how long ago because it'll give away my age, but quite a long time ago. And then I've worked in a number of different fields. I worked in finance for a while. I was an entrepreneur. I had a range of different businesses, and I did some coding in Python for a while. Then I drifted away from it, and then I've come back to development again only in the last 6 months. So it's been a steep learning curve getting back up to kind of developing things like this. And what I definitely need, Steve, on my team is somebody who's got much better front end skills than me, because as you can probably tell from some of the clunkiness of the buttons, this could be a lot slicker on the front end. In terms of
I think the key for every product is the concept that makes sense, and a tool that really provides value to users. I think definitely front end is very important. But I think I love what I see here. It's very clean. It's not very hard to click on and to toy with.
Thanks, man.
No worries. I think that's also why the whole industry is so appealing, so attractive. Is that it's actually not too hard to learn Solidity, and you can build a toolkit just for yourself, but also for the community in such a short time. I'm quite impressed by this project. Like I can't tell for sure like it's for everyone, but it definitely I can see the potential that it provides value to the Harmony community, but also it can be scaled. It can be scaled to other networks as well. So if other users, community members of other chains, I think if they're EVM compatible, you can also provide these toolkits for them. And I'm especially very interested in the future yield farming feature. If you can build that, that will also add value to your existing product. So yeah, I like what you built, and let us know. You just mentioned that you need a front end.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, you just mentioned you need a front end. Let us see if we can find someone to help you, who's also joining this hackathon with great front end skills.
Cool. All right.
It's great hosting you today, Richard.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Have a great one. Yeah.
You too. Okay. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers. Yeah, so guys, I just hosted Richard's really cool rebalancing and product portfolio management toolkit. I think it's very clean. It's very neat. and it's crypto native. So it's not like the other portfolio tracking toolkits that you might use for those centralized platform or for those exchanges. Is crypto native, and you also have a way of providing service to DeFi users, which allow you to track in the future, allow you to track your yields or help you generate yields, and also like help you rebalance your portfolio on a basis that you prefer. Either it's weekly, daily, or even like however time like that the price moves to a certain percentage. So I think it's very cool project. Very happy to host